you ever like realize and start to understand like sometimes you outgrow your friends, family, just people around you, and like for the most part, to you it's not bad. Like you want to be around people who are on the same level or higher than you, like as far as like thinking and the way they view things. Like small talk conversations, things like that can irritate you. Like conversations that lead nowhere, or just conversations that's about, I don't know, it's just small stuff. Like I don't care about the boyfriend girlfriend thing. Don't care about what a certain artist or rapper said on TV about another artist or rapper. Viewpoints on life, thinking it can only be viewed the same way. So it's like parts of the journey, parts of like you going on your path through life and stuff like that, you start realizing, or you start getting to a point where you honestly believe you are out here alone. Like you in parts or spaces of life where you are alone. Now overall, we are all alone. It's all up to us. It's all up to ourselves to figure everything out, to get to a certain level we want to get to, certain lifestyle, whatever the case may be. But like it's crazy, like sometimes like I feel like as if I relate to people who are farthest away from me. Like imagine, or do y'all remember like when you first had that first conversation with the person who was your friend? Do y'all remember that first conversation you had with the people that you met in school or around you? Those conversations were way better. The non-comfort zone allows people to at least attempt to hold a decent conversation, or want to allow you to have a well-rounded or open conversation about anything, because you're trying to figure out who is this person you're dealing with, who is this person that is trying to engage or encounter with you. And for the most part, it works out. Like for me, there are a lot of people who like to hang around me, that like to be around me, but you can just tell certain things that don't match or add up with what you're trying to do, or line up with the direction you're trying to go for your life or for yourself, your mental, for your goals, your dreams, your plans, your ambitions. And it's not like a bad thing, but sometimes it can rub people the wrong way. They might think a certain way, but it's like, I'm not really I'm not thinking that way. Now, it's nothing wrong with the assumptions that they make, but a lot of times people only go off the assumptions based on thoughts and feelings, and sometimes that kind of goes off of what they would do or think or feel in that situation, and they respond to pretty much themselves. They answer their own thoughts or questions in their head, and a lot of times it doesn't result in those people coming to ask you a question, call you, message you, see if everything is all right. A lot of the times I've been learning that a lot of people only have conversations to talk about themselves. A lot of people only have conversations to make themselves feel better. It's all about them. Like, there are people I can have conversations with now, and the conversation's not about me. The conversation's not about them. We just talking, we just things like that. And I go back to like saying like how I relate to people furthest away from me. I relate to people who are long distance. It's just so many people that I've met along my journey in my life, and I'm just like, how do I relate better to these people than I do, some of the people around me? Now, there are a few people around me, like friends wise, that I, relate with, that I have common ground with. Like, for example, one of my friends, we always talk about life. We always talk about, like, I used to go to his house and sit on his balcony and just explain to him, like, I'm like, bro, I really don't have to say much to be around you, but you understand everything, you know what I'm saying? And I find a lot of value in that friendship. I had another friend where he's always open to talk. Sometimes we don't even talk, we just sit there. Like, when I used to go to his crib, we just sit there and chill. I had another friend where me and her, we would just ride around the city. Just ride around the city, just laugh, just talk, play music. Like, nights when she was bored, nights when she didn't have anything to do, she would hit me up and ask, am I busy or am I down to hang out? And when that opportunity presented itself, it was always, yes, let's hang out. Sure, let's do this, let's do that. And then I had another friend who, me and her, we used to just lay on the couch with each other. Like, just sit there, just lay on the couch and watch TV. And, the relationships I created with my friends over the years, over the time, like, we don't talk a lot no more. I've lost some of these people as friends, but it's just a part of this journey, part of this growth. And you naturally can outgrow some people that are around you, and it's not no wrongdoings between you or them. It's just your life takes you this way, their life goes whichever way they're going, and that's just what it is. You just have to let it be. I mean, you can't really see much where I'm at right now, but I'm at a park. I always come to this park around this time. I just sit, let my thoughts, go. Just relax. I don't really trip on too much. But this is how I do it. This is how I always, get a sense of, like, escape, a sense of direction. Always find some time to just be by myself, And it's good to, like, find time by yourself. A lot of people would like to say that you are an introvert, people don't even say that. I ain't even gonna say that. People don't even say that you're an introvert. People mistake, like, being quiet and to yourself, introvert, as being lonely, being sad, being depressed. And it's like, bro, I just know how to kick it with y'all and then be in my own little vibe. And this is the thing that I learned. Like, I was watching this YouTube channel today, and you have to watch videos, you have to watch podcasts, you have to look at books, you have to read books, you have to be around things that relate to you, because it gives you innovation, it gives you creativity. And I was explaining how being alone has taught me how to be alone. Being alone has taught me how to It's taught me how to be comfortable in my own skin. It's taught me how I don't need to be around everyone to feel comfortable in my own skin. And it took a while to get this way, because I used to always want to fit in with groups of people. When I go here, I try to fit in with these group of guys. When I go over here, I try to fit in with these group of girls for the conversation. And the thing is, it's like, you ain't meant to fit in. At least for the people who think and feel the way I feel. You're not meant to fit in. And for me, I'm just like, all right, I'm not meant to fit in. Now, you standing tall, you being by yourself, don't expect everybody to be accepting of that. One, because they don't understand it, and two, they might want to be that way, but they don't have the confidence or the courage to do that. So they will degrade you, they will downplay what you do. And you have to be mindful of that. You have to be aware of those things because it can drain you. Like there are times I'm hanging around with friends and family, and halfway through, not even half, it could just be a few seconds, few minutes into it, I'm just like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do something else. And just, you got to do what works for you. You got to do what works for you. You got to do what works for you. And give it time. Everything in your life, just give it time. Give it time. It'll all work out. Everything always works out for those who have a plan, for those who have a sense of direction, for their life. Don't think everything gonna work out and you haven't been. Everything works out no matter what. That is true. But everything works out for those who make a plan. For those who don't make a plan, life will make the decision for you. Life will work it out for you. Life will say what it is because you're just going through the motions on autopilot. So be aware of that. But hey, I'm outside. I'm just taking a walk through the park. I'm always outside like this, taking walks. I use these YouTube videos to kind of narrate my life because I'm planning to soon write a book. I want to use the YouTube channel and the journal and the desk and everything I have at home to give to somebody to kind of help piece my story together for me so I can write a novel. I also use this channel to I would say more like a therapy type of thing. Just get your thoughts out. A lot of times for me in my household where I grew up at, you're not supposed to say nothing. You don't express your feelings, you don't express thoughts. You're not supposed to say anything. And as a man in the environment where I grew up at, you suppress a lot of your thoughts, emotions, and feelings. You suppress a whole bunch of things. It's always some, I don't know if those was fireworks or not, but it is what it is. I ain't tripping. You suppress a lot of things because, one, you have to keep going. You got to keep pushing. Growing up as a kid, I honestly I used to suppress a lot of things. A lot of times, as far as anger, sadness, bitterness, wanting to cry tears. I'm trying to think of other things that I used to suppress. It's a whole bunch of feeling, the way I want to lash out at people. It was just a whole bunch. I used to naturally feel it. My dad used to be like, "Yo, son, you real tense." One of the girls I would hang with, it be like, "You so uptight, you so tense. You need to relax a little bit." And it was crazy because I didn't know how to relax. I used to be girls I would hang around, right? They'd touch my hands and be like, "Yo, your hands is super." Now I get a lot. I mean, most men's hands is rough, but it was just I remember we'd be driving, and one of the girls, a girl likes to kick it with, she'd look over and be like, "Why are you gripping the steering wheel so hard?" I was super tense, even in my sleep. I was just learning a whole bunch about my body. There was time, when I sleep, I used to clench my teeth together, just be super guarded. Even when we hang around different girls, we hang around different groups of guys. When I go out, I'm super guarded. I wear a hat and some shades or a hoodie. Just have myself closed in. Didn't want to be around anybody. And this goes back to me relating with people from other environments, relating with people that I met along the way. It started allowing me to open up. It started allowing me to be comfortable in my skin. And the thing was, it was it started off with me needing their attention, needing their comfort, needing those people around me to make myself feel comfortable. And the thing is, you gotta learn how to make yourself comfortable. You gotta learn how to make yourself cool, calm, collected. You gotta learn how to make yourself uh, you got to make yourself comfortable in your environment and your surroundings and everything like that. It'll make it better for you. But I just learned I found a place in my life to relax. Found a place in my life to kind of be at ease. I'm enjoying this little space I'm in right now. And I'm very thankful to have gotten to this point, because the thing is, there was a time where I wasn't at this point. There was a time when I was trying to find myself to get to a point like this, to get to a sense of direction or a place like this. And it's one thing to not have a plan, you just do what you do. But it's one thing to be lost and don't even realize you're lost. Being lost in the world. When I say lost, I'm talking about I wasn't thinking choices through, hanging with any and everybody, never thought anything past that day. If it involved making some money or getting some money, I didn't care what it was. I'm gonna go try to go get the money. And you set yourself up for failure. All money isn't good money, and the thing is, you trying to chase every single thing to get money is gonna leave you broke. You trying to chase every single girl is gonna leave you sad and alone. You trying to chase every friend is gonna leave you used and abused. It's so much stuff that I learned from trying to be a part of everybody. And then now here I am in my own zone. The tables have turned. I figured out how to be myself, be by myself, be around myself. And I got people from, all different directions just trying to, kick it around me. Now, this is another thing you got to learn how to manage, you got to manage how to have everybody around you, because people see that sense of direction. They see that light. They see whatever it is that you got going for yourself. And they want to be a part of that. That's not bad. But the thing is, if they aren't on the same frequency, the same page, the same direction as where you're going, it's going to feel like you're getting stuff taken from you. You're going to start feeling as if these people are just taking from you. And the thing is, they might not just be taken from you. It might just be a place where you didn't understand who you was or who you are in that light. Because every time you increase, every time you go up in life, every time you level up, you got to learn how to be on that level, if that makes sense. You got to learn how to be, you got to learn how to be. And the thing is, it takes time. You never can grow without failures. You never can grow without failures. That's the thing I learned. In order to grow, you gotta have failures. And those failures, when you take the biggest steps of your life, are the biggest failures. It seems like you won't be able to bounce back sometimes, but it takes time. There are days where I feel as if I'm slipping. I feel as if I don't know what I'm doing. So I just go sit in my room. I sit in my room for hours, days, by myself. Just stay in my own little bubble, stay in my own little world. And then I start writing down, I start thinking about all the things that I'm thankful for, all the things that I'm appreciative for, all the things in my life that has changed for the better. And then I have to look at the roadmap. I look at which way I want to go in my life. Look at what I've been doing right. Look at what I'm continuing to do right. And look at, the direction I want to go for my life. And once I figured that out, or once I got a sense of direction or understanding that, I wanted to do this and this for my life and I'm moving the right way, I get my thoughts together, I get myself together, and realize you're in the right place. You're doing the right thing. Once you learn yourself enough to the point you're mentally and physically strong to do things and be around people, it's okay to hang around people because now when you're in these certain settings, you know how to remove yourself while still in the setting. You know how to be in that pocket while still around others. There are people who like, drink or smoke around me. They like partying, they like dancing. And I know how to be within the setting, within the situation without giving up too much of myself. And the thing is, it's rough in the beginning. Explaining, people telling them this and this and that, saying no, setting boundaries. It's cool. It's cool. Setting boundaries, all that is rough in the beginning. But the more and more you start living in what you're saying, start actually being what you're saying, people will start to adjust to that and start respecting that. They'll be upset at first, but then they'll start understanding, man, that's who he is. Hey, that's who she is. That's how she moves. That's how he moves. That's how he behaves. That's how she behaves. And they'll start, they'll stop pressing you so much. That's the way life goes. You start making changes for yourself. You start saying you want to do this and that. Everyone's going to say something. And this is the first test. Are you really wanting what you said you really want? Are you really trying to become what you said you're trying to become? Whatever it is in this world that you want to become. The first part is understanding that everybody's going to try to give you another option. And the thing is, the reason people give you different options or they say different things is based on how well they know you. So based on what you've shown them so far, they're going to give you options based on that. Like if you haven't shown them or started acting or being what you said you want to be, then of course they're going to start saying like, okay, all you did around them was eat food. If all you did around them was eat food, but you come to them and say, hey, I want to be an artist, they might give you an option like, yo, I think you should be a chef, or I think you should be in a food eating contest, or I think you should, like something like that. Like they try to give you something. That's all because based on the vibe, the energy, the signals, the personality, the characteristics that you put off. People can only see you for that, okay? Now it takes time to change your image, takes time to change your brand, or whatever you want to call it. But it can happen. It will happen. This is not an overnight thing. This is not an overnight thing. Now, the more strong, the more bold, the more firm you are in what you believe, the faster it will change. But the more bold you are, the more pushback you're going to get too. And there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, there's sometimes you might have to fight. Like I said, there are sometimes you might have to actually physically fight. Yo, I said I'm doing this and this is what it is. Now, because you've been a certain way for so long, people are going to try to put you back in that box. Man, look, I'm trying to tell you, it get real out here. It get real. But you got to understand, once you know yourself, once you understand yourself, you can't really lose. Like there isn't really too much losing once you figure out who you are as a person. Once you figure out who you are as a person and stay in your pocket, stay in your lane, be yourself, you really don't need nobody. You need yourself. That's it. All you need is yourself. Once you figure out that all you need is yourself, you are in complete control. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't have of their life is control. They don't have control. When that certain boy call, she's running to him. No matter what. You're supposed to be over here working on your image. You're supposed to be over here going to school, working on your schooling. But when he called, you taking off. Same thing with guys. You're supposed to be over here working on getting a scholarship or a degree. You're supposed to be working on this and that. But every time she calls, you drop what you're doing for that person. Are you really in control? Are you really in control? And then what happens when you say you really want to do something? You change your mind. No, I'm gonna go do what I do. Those people will threaten you with the "I'ma leave" characteristic. They'll threaten you with the, all types of things. And the thing, what happens is, a lot of people jeopardize. Oh, wait. Come on, be firm, be strong. You have to understand and realize you're gonna lose a lot of good things along the way to get the thing that you really want. You know? You're gonna lose a lot of things along the way to get what you really want. And it's the thing, if you are stuck on the things that you didn't get or the things that you have lost, you really don't understand how big the goals and dreams you set for yourself are. Me personally, I sit and imagine, I sit and think. There are periods in my thought process where I don't do anything. I'm just sitting in my room. I'm taking a walk at the lake. I'm taking a walk in nature, and I'm just sitting here thinking like, hey, how big can I truly go? How big, how far can I really take this? And I'm thinking of some crazy stuff. And when I say crazy, I'm talking about dreams and goals that are so big, dreams and goals that are so huge, that where I'm at currently, I can't even fathom, I can't even imagine me getting to that level. I'm like, well, how am I gonna get from here to there? And the thing is, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. But I do know one thing. I'm gonna continue to work my 9 to 5. I'm gonna continue to use that 9 to 5 money to invest in my business, invest in me, invest in things around me. I'm gonna continue to shoot videos on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna continue to treat people with respect and treat people the way they're supposed to be treated. You know, I'm gonna continue to keep working out, keep eating the right foods, keep fasting, keep meditating, keep praying, keep hitting the steam room, keep going to the sauna. You know, keep taking walks in nature, keep sitting out in the sun, getting some sunlight. Like, I'm just going with what I know right now. And the thing is, what you know right now may be steps 1 through 4, 1 through 5. It might be 100 more steps that you can't see. It might be 100 more steps that you see, but you don't know how to do them yet. Do what you know. Do what you know. Do what you know. And if you don't know anything, educate yourself. If you don't know anything, go seek some information or some knowledge on what you're trying to do, on what you're trying to become. There are people on YouTube, there are podcasts, there are so many different ways that you start finding people who are similar to you. You start finding people who are similar in the thought process of where you want to go, where you want to be. So this is the thing, like, there are certain people I search up on YouTube. And the thing is, because I'm always searching for these things, I understand, like, this world is based on numbers. This world is based on just being out there, content, and things like that. So I started off with one YouTube video. You know, it got me like 12, 15 views, somewhere up in there, because I sent it to all the people around me. Then I started posting more videos. No views, no views, no views, no views. Posted some videos. Oh, hey, I got 7 views. I got this views. I started off with 0 subscribers. Now I'm at 40, I think. Almost 40. And this is within the last year. But the thing is, you don't know, like, when you posting content, creating content, you don't know who's watching what. It might say 1 view, 2 views, 3 views. But them 3 views aren't the same 3 views as the last videos. It might be 3 different people. They just haven't subscribed yet. They just haven't really, truly followed your channel. You know? But the thing is, what I'm getting to is, I started searching up different videos. I started searching up different videos based on, like, what I'm trying to do with my life. And now YouTube has caught this, like, you know, the same thing with Spotify. It's the same thing with like everything that you do. No matter what you do, once you start searching and seeking and posting things related to what you're trying to do or become, or what you're trying to read or talk about, they start popping up suggestions based on what you always looking up. And the thing is, the more content you have, the more you have out there, the faster, the easier it is it will be for more people to find you. And you have to think long term. When you lose friends, when you lose family, when you lose that girl or that boy you like, when you lose so much in your life, you have to think long term. Maybe this wasn't. Oh, that's so crazy. Dude, I just saw something fall out of the sky. Like, I don't know what I just saw. This is wild. I just saw something green and flashing fall out of the sky. That's too cool. But that just threw me off. I just saw something green and flash and fall out of the sky. I guess that's what you see when you stay focused on yourself and be by yourself. But like, I lost my train of thought. Whoa, that's crazy. Dang, I wish my camera was towards that direction. I don't think nobody gonna believe me when I say that though. I guess it's just for me then. But yeah, you start going in the direction that you want to go into. You start finding and seeing. You start being around things that fit you. They fit with where you're trying to go. They fit with what you're trying to do. And it makes life easier. It makes life so much easier. It makes life way easier. One, losing certain people around you, losing friends, family around you, is showing you, is teaching you, hey, maybe right now is not the time to be around a bunch of people. Get yourself together, because one, where you're headed based on the goals and the dreams that you've written down for yourself, based on the goals and the dreams that you have for yourself, those people may not be the best supporting cast for where you want to go with yourself. They might not be the best supporting cast for the direction you want to go with your life. Think about where you are right now currently, okay? Just think about where you are currently. All right? Now you've gotten to a certain point in your life. Now think about all the bad, think about all the good that has happened. And, for the most part, you have to understand that. What up?
How much you run?
You said what?
How much you run?
What you mean?
How much you run?
You talking about running for real, for real?
Are you running?
Nah, I'm just shooting a YouTube video, bro.
For real? In the dark?
I always come out here and walk. That's it. What's the word, though?
I was just trying to see if you got the steps.
Oh, nah. We good, bro. Somebody just tried to buy some weed from me. I don't sell weed no more. That's part of my old life, yo. You say how much you run for. I was like, I don't sell gas no more, bro. But yeah, like, think about where you was in your life. There's a lot happening right now, yo. I just saw something fall out the sky. I just had a person just pull up on me like, hey. But you start figuring out, like, think about your past. That's what I'm saying. Think about your past. Think about where you are currently, and think about where you are currently. One, this is all because of you. Where you are in your life is because of you. Because you didn't distinguish friends versus, temporary friends versus permanent friends. You couldn't distinguish between good people and bad people. All of this determines where you are currently. Now think about all that. Think about where you want to go in your life. And then you ask yourself, are these certain groups of people good for me where I'm headed? Figure that out. Now, it's not a bad thing if they are, if they aren't. But you have to realize, like, hey, the way I'm headed, the direction I'm going, it might not be. And that's okay. You got to understand, like, this is what I learned. There's certain girls that I've hung around that we fell off for a couple of years. We fell off for 2, 3 years, 4 years. And they come back later, or I come back later. It just naturally falls back into place. Same with the guys I grew up around. We fall out, cool, and it works out later on. Sometimes you need some separation from people so you can grow. That's okay. That's okay. Keep pushing, keep going towards what you believe in. You gotta stay consistent with yourself, and consistency over a long period of time generates success. Consistency over a long period of time generates success. And if you're looking at it long term, as far as life. Okay, you're looking at it long term, right? You're looking at it long term. Let's say 365 days you're working towards your goal. You might go strong for 2 weeks, 14 days, okay? And you fall off for three. Dang, I done fell off for three. Let me get back up and keep doing what I do. All right, cool. You keep pushing, you keep going towards your thing. You go another 7 days. You fall off for another 4 or 5 days. All right, you get back up and you keep pushing. It's okay because long term, if you look over the 365 days, you done put in 250 days, 260 days worth of work towards where you want to go. All right. Now you done missed out on 100 days of not doing anything, or 100 days of failures, 100 days of slacking, 100 days of not being disciplined. But you have to look at the days that you did do it, and over a long period of time, you're never gonna get nowhere without failing. So understand that you're never gonna get nowhere without failing. Okay. Keep pushing, keep going towards what you believe in, because it'll work. It'll work. Don't be afraid of where your life truly can go. Don't be afraid of where life can really take you. Like I said before, you got to see it. You might not be able to see it all, but I'm trying to think. The guy that I was watching on YouTube, his name is Bob Proctor. It's one of the, like, I'm subscribed to so many different YouTube channels. I'm subscribed to people's YouTube channels who have just as many followers as I do. 10 subscribers, 40 subscribers, 600 subscribers, like, and I'm enjoying their growth, their journey, their process along the way, because we're all in the same boat. We're all headed in the same direction, you know. But the guy was saying, set goals so big that they seem impossible to achieve. Because what it does, you start thinking of a bigger picture. Then he was saying, put timestamps on it. Put timestamps on it. I want to have this done by this day, and it's gonna have this effect. Okay, he start setting examples. Like for me, for example, last year I said by this time I would have $500,000-$600,000. Right? I don't have it. That's cool. But I set a goal that seemed at the time impossible to reach. But what happens is, as you set goals that are big for yourself, when you set goals that are big for yourself like that, you fall short of them sometimes. But what you got to look at and understand is, what did you learn from that? What process, what steps did you learn? And I have conversations with some of my friends now. You know, one of my friends was saying, bro, it's not hard to get $1,000,000. And I agree with him. He's like, that ain't nothing but, I forgot what he said, like 1,000. And how many, like 1,000, 10,000 times or something like that. Or 100,000 times, something like that. We was doing basic numbers like that, and then we was like, yo, $1 million ain't nothing but $10,000 100 times. He's like, it ain't hard to get $10,000 100 times. And I'm on the same page with him, like, yo, you speaking facts. I was telling my other boy, I was like, I remember, bro, like getting $1,000 in a week used to be like, man, we rich, we this and this and that. And I'm like, now it's like, I don't even get like $1,000 in the week. That's cool, but it's like, what I'm doing now is understanding, like, you don't need $1,000 a week. You don't need this and that per week. Because if you start adding assets to your life, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. This is the whole thing. Invest in yourself. When you invest in yourself, you can't lose. Yo, the Quran, the Bible, whatever you study, whatever religion you study, there's a part in there where it tells you to invest in yourself. It's all in the teachings. It's all in everything. All these people who get to a certain level in their life invested in themselves. Tell you a story about me. You know, I remember when I was in college. I didn't finish college, all right? My mom and dad, they some things happened in my personal living, you know, between my friends and family and everything like that, and it caused me to drop out of school my senior year. I dropped out of school with like 6 months left or something like that, like something crazy. Like, I didn't have much longer to walk across that stage. Now, mind you, even in school, I didn't necessarily care for school like that. I never really cared for school like that. What I did understand and what I did like about school was it allowed me to meet people from all over the world. It allowed me to meet people from different cultures, different lifestyles, and realize, hey, the way you think, the way you view stuff, isn't how everybody else view things, right? So I stopped going to school or whatever. During times in school, I didn't know who I was as a person. So the friends I was around, I used to get into fights and arguments with people that I was roommates with, and it just caused a lot of problems. One, because they didn't understand me and I didn't understand them. So we never took that time to understand each other. But nonetheless, it still caused friction within the dorm. Um, what else? I had situations with schooling. Like I had the car. I was trying to chase a certain status. I was messing with all types of girls on the campus, just trying to fit in a whole different way. I stopped playing basketball. Like it was just so much I was dealing with, to the point where I was on campus. I was in school, but I wasn't in school. If you follow what I'm saying, I was on camp, but I was on camp for a whole different reason. And the thing was, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best route. I was in school, just hanging out, seeing what girls I could mess with, and that was it. Like pretty much it. I was really just a lost person in school. And they gave me a therapist in school. I used to talk to my counselor. I used to tell my counselor everything. Miss Vicky Gray, she was an amazing person. She was, I used to sit there and talk to her about everything, about women, talk to her about the situations I was dealing with in the dorm, talk about the different situations I was dealing with people, just my family and everything like that. I was talking about so much stuff. I used to talk to her about everything, about all the situations I was dealing with, things like that. And what happened was, she was like, I'm gonna recommend you a therapist. You need to talk to somebody that can help you with these problems. And for the most part, I was down for that. I was okay, cool, therapist, blah blah blah. But remind you, I had a therapist in high school. And what happened was the therapist in high school ended up doing the same thing that the college therapist was doing. They tried to break my family up. We had social workers and everything come to our house trying to split our family up, things like that, saying that the house was unstable, which from everybody else's point of view is unstable. And me not knowing or understanding, telling everybody everything, will cause people to come knock at your door and come look around and see what's really going on inside the home. And I didn't understand that. So I ended up, after like 2 sessions with the therapist, I dubbed it. Now the crazy thing about it was, I had a conversation with one of my friends like a week or two ago, and me and him was talking about how he had a therapist, and he was like, "Yo, these people can't relate to anything I'm talking about because they ain't never been through it, so they don't know how to understand and basically harness the emotions and the feelings that you have." You see what I'm saying? And I understood that, because I'm like, yo, I felt that, because what I was talking to my therapist about, like, having the police kick your door in and there's 40 officers coming through your house, looking for, family members, seeing your father get arrested many times, seeing your brother get arrested. Like, it's just so much. Like, it's just a whole bunch of just brokenness in the household, especially in poverty type situations. I can't even go down all the stuff that has happened, but it's like, I'm sitting here talking to them, and after like 2 sessions, I got up out of there. I said, at the time, I cursed, but I was like, F it. I ain't even messing with that no more. Got out of there. And she came and talked to me. She's like, why would you stop doing the sessions? You didn't even give it a chance to work, blah, blah, blah. And I told her, I was like, look, I'm thinking about dropping out of school. So she cursed me out. I love her still. Like, this is a lady that I will never forget. She cursed me out. She shut her office door. She's like, why the hell would you drop out of school and this and this and that? She's like, this is the only sense of light or direction you have for yourself right now. You want to go back to your neighborhood, the environment where you was at. She's like, what is there for you? What's left there for you? And then she pulled out her laptop and she went down this, I forgot what website it was, but it was showing statistics based on the environments in which some of us come from and how certain guys at this certain age, whatever they're dealing with, when they go back to their environment or community, the results is jail or death. This is what she told me. And I respected her for this. Now, I don't know how other people will respond. They might get upset, they might get offended, but the reason I didn't get offended because I knew that was true. I knew that was true. I look at my household. My dad, uncle, and brother has been to prison. And she was like, Kev, a lot of people where you come from don't make it. And I knew that to be true because my brother told me when he went to jail, he was like, yo, everybody that we used to play basketball, football, baseball with, run around the neighborhood with, they're all in prison, yo. And I was like, really? He's like, bro, he's like, when I walked in, it seemed like nothing happened. It seemed like everybody in there is the same people from when we was outside. I was like, yo, really? He's like, bruh, everybody's in there, bro. I'm telling you, everybody's in there. As soon as I walk in, oh, Kareem. I'm like, damn. So it's like, I'm looking at all that she was talking about. I'm, evaluating myself. And then it was just like, I still ended up dropping out of school. I was like, yo, I gotta go. And what happened? I became a part of the things that she was saying, right? But what she don't know and what others don't know is I became a part of those situations out there in school. I dropped out, so be it. I became a part of the statistics, basically. I caught myself selling weed. I caught myself being outside all night, hanging around the wrong groups of people. But what people don't know is I also had a big brother. I had a friend who I used to sit and pray with every night. I sit in his house and listen to his family pray. There was times when I was sleeping in my car. This is when I was saying I was just outside running around looking for money, trying to do whatever. I used to pray. I used to sit with families. I used to go to churches by myself. I used to hang out with different girls that, not because I wanted like sexual intentions with them. I none of that. It was because, like, me personally, sometimes it's good to be around a girl, It's good to be around a girl who can just kind of keep you level-headed. And the thing was, we'll sit around, we'll drive, we'll talk, and there'd be some moments where I'd be like, yo, I don't need to be outside. Like, it's cool. I'm going to just stay away from being outside tonight. And the thing is, it helped me. It helped me a lot. And, like, it was so crazy. I'm, like, telling, like, this story, but it used to help me a lot. But nonetheless, I still caught myself hanging around certain people. Like, man, I had friends who was out here doing, well, I wouldn't call, at the time, they was my friends. I'm not going to do that. But I had people that was around me who just wasn't making smart choices. And the thing is, it's okay if you don't make the best choices, but when it involves my life, and this is the thing about being outside, when you hanging around, being outside all night, not understanding who you're hanging with or why you hanging with these people, it goes from chill to something crazy that fast. Like, you can be sitting over here, the next thing you know, something wild is happening. And the thing is, it prepares you to be ready 24/7. You always ready 24/7. You always eyes on a swivel 24/7. Yo, I couldn't even tell you, like, there are some days, like, there were some points where now I'm out here, I'm chilling, I'm vibing, I'm cooling where I'm at. But there are some points where I'm just like at street lights. I'm like, bro, why are you looking in the rearview mirror? Why are you acting a certain way? But it's just like certain things, when you hang around certain people, you start picking up on characteristics that stress your mind out. It gets you to a point where, and that's what I was living in. I was uptight, on edge, 24/7, always, thinking that somebody was gonna do me a certain way, thinking that somebody was gonna play me, thinking somebody was gonna try to get over or finesse me. And the thing is, living that way, it drained me.